What's going on, everybody? Just gonna do some work on the layout here. Oh, Mark, how's it going, Mark? It's Thursday, but it's not anything to do with GVO. Just thought I'd do some work on the layout, which is totally cool. Before dark. How's the picture quality? How's the sound? Can you guys hear me okay? I've got the chat going on right here, so I can actually still hear or see everything that's going on. Hey Dwight, how's it going? Hey Brian. So guys, I'm going to do some work on the layout. I've been working a lot on this section here the last couple of days. As you can see, most of it is brown. There's a lot more to it that I've been working on, like the little street crossing here and whatnot. Also, you can kind of see back here. I don't know if you can or not. Way back here, I inserted a piece of foam, layered it, put some rocks on it, thanks to Brian, and did the paste over top of it, the concrete stuff. So that I'm just waiting for that to harden now. So who do we got? There's another Brian. Hey Brian. So what I'm gonna do today, because basically this is hard now. I got my wife to paint this yesterday, thanks to her. This entire section is done now. I did raise up the land a little bit here, but you can see obviously there's spots that are missing some stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what I got for that. So if you guys saw the last GVO After Dark, you will have seen my custom abutment that I made. It's been painted since, like a aged concrete, and then I did a coat of dull today on it. It's dry already. So this just sits down in there. Totally removable if I wanted to remove it for whatever reason, but it stays, and that's the important part. And I like how it's not flat. It's, it'll be raised up a bit. But once I do the ballast and whatnot, it'll all look like one piece. At least that's what I'm hoping for. And of course, this is a custom backdrop building that I did from the business center. So that's basically the entire front of the business center. And I chopped the sides right like that. Now this here, because this is not very wide, I had to cut off there was a little grassy area that goes right between the sidewalk and the building. So I cut that off and I put the sidewalk right up against it. And then this goes right in there like that. And it's a backdrop building. Again, I can remove it if I want. Not that I want to, but if I need to, I can just remove it. So this is technically the side of a building here, but it's going to still look presentable, like it's almost like the front, but this is all going to be grass here and maybe some unkept weeds here. Track side, right? So this isn't really accessible for rail, at least not from here anyways. But basically, it's just passing under a bridge over a whatchamacallit, rail crossing here for a business center that is over on this side here. Maybe this is a major street. Who knows? And then, yeah, beside the buildings. So I have to do all this greenery now. I want to add the greenery so that you know, brings it a little bit more to life. Hey Brandon, how's it going? SD70 ACE fan, how's it going? Okay, so I roughly know how I want to scenic it. Just like most of my other areas, I always do my greenery first and then my ballast. Uh, that's just how I do it. A lot of people will just, as soon as the track is down and it's wired, then they ballast and then the greenery. There's 100 ways to do this. This is just one of those ways. So if you do yours a different way, that's cool too. I got nothing against it. I prefer doing the greenery and then the ballast. Ballast for me is always last. Hey Rave, how's it going? All right, so I'm just gonna take this out just temporarily. By the way, I also have there's another side to the bridge that goes in here, but that's drying right now. So I'm just gonna take that out for now, and I'm gonna do all this first. I'll show you guys what I'm using. So we've got a Woodland Scenics, which, by the way, I love Woodland Scenics. This is a fine turf burnt grass, so it's a darker green. There's a bit of a yellowy tinge to it, so this is really good for dead areas, sun stressed grass where there might be a lot of, you know, sun rises in the east, sets in the west, or something like that. So if you have that all sorted out on your layout, then you'll know what exactly I'm talking about here. So you want some areas darker. Then I've got a blended turf, so it comes pre-blended. Sometimes I like to make my own, but for this here, I mean, this makes my job easier and cuts down that time. It's a green blend, so it's a bit of a brighter green, and they have a couple other colors mixed in there with it. Very nice. It's good stuff, and it's very light, and it goes a long way. Like I did a huge area already, like the entire front of the North Bay area, and I still have got more than half a canister here. And even doing this here won't take up that much either. There's one more that I use. This one's really nice. I really like this, especially if you're doing a, let's say, a September, October kind of layout. I like to add some of this dead leaf, which is an earth blend, and it's rich with orange and brown, and there's a tint of yellow in there as well. Um, yeah, I do like very light sprinkles of this, especially if you're doing some dead trees or trees where the leaves are kind of falling. Obviously, I don't have any trees yet, but I can highlight more with this when I add trees. But I like to add some of this to the grass in certain spots, especially along the banks and whatnot, just to show fallen leaves. Good Billy Talent song, by the way. Fallen leaves. Can't play it because then they'll mute the whole video. Of course, I use alcohol in a little spray bottle. This is 99 or 98% isopropyl. Big word, can't spell it. But yeah, this I'll do the coat of this after, just to let it absorb everything in. And to keep my costs down, I use dollar store white glue. This is just your basic non-edible tasty white glue that you just put all over, and that's where you're putting your flock. I call it flock, by the way. Ballast is the rock, flock is the grass. I don't know. That's just what I've referred to it as always. And I use just a cruddy paintbrush just to spread said glue. Nothing too fancy. I like to keep it easy, simple. Everything Trains, how's it going? Perry, how's it going? SMT, how's it going? Yeah, I've got about 3 bottles, so I mean, if anybody's thirsty, you know. All right, so I'm gonna start on the inside here, go right along, Now I've already done a lot of the major painting. I always paint the dark brown underneath just in case any of it shows through. It's like a whatever thing. And then I used like a concrete color for the sidewalks, and I used the Woodland Scenics paint. I think I've got it here. Yep, asphalt top coat for the road because it's asphalt. Whose fault is it? Ash's fault. All right, so, and this is such a tight area. Honestly, I can't afford to gain weight because then I'd have to widen this, and I don't know what I would do then at that point. So. I also have enough room in between the wall and the actual foam here that I can just put my little sheet so I don't get anything on my backdrop. I could remove the backdrop, but that sounds like a lot of work, and just not up for that. So I don't use a lot of glue, but I don't skimp on it either. And I definitely go right up to the edges. Very nice, very nice. Honestly, like, I find this stuff like relaxing. I love doing this stuff. This is like my bread and butter for when it comes to working on a train layout. Love doing this. Now, for something like this here, I don't need to cover my tracks because, like, I can obviously use a paintbrush and not get glue all over the track. And even if I spray some alcohol on it, it won't do anything bad anyways, because a lot of people clean their rails with alcohol, sometimes bourbon, sometimes schnapps. Just kidding. Okay, so for this here, because most of this here is going to be under a, well, near an overpass, I do want to do more of the dead grass look. So I do it nice and high, and I kind of sprinkle it on there. Just got to make sure it's covered. But you see how it just makes it look more darker. I'm going to add a little bit of the light just to the end here, just because it's going to get a little bit brighter. Just so there's a bit of texture to it. Now I'm eventually going to add some sand and gravel in here as well, because especially if it is going under a bridge. But I'm going to do all that stuff after. And of course, dead leaf. I like this color. I'm going to add just a little bit, very, very little bit. Just because obviously wind blows, it'll blow the leaves. And I want to say voila, but I don't feel like I'm done yet. I go over this a couple of times actually. Here we go. That looks better. And obviously you're making sure that there's a good amount of coverage to it as well. I feel like there is no right or wrong way to do this, and I think that's why I like it so much, because there's no real rules when it comes to something like this. So moving, making my way downtown here. All right. Glue. Whoop. I'm going to go right up to the sidewalk here. Hey, Mr. Meow. Train Lord, how's it going? North American Trains, how's it going? Just keeping busy on this Thursday. Especially at the railroad crossing here, you guys have at least, you know, seen one or two in your day. There's a lot of sand, a lot of gravel right at the crossing there. Grass doesn't normally start for a little bit a ways from it, but because grass still does come up through that gravel, I'm kind of counting on putting grass underneath it. And then as I'm putting the gravel on over top of it, it'll kind of come through. See how it's already starting to really look a lot better than having just brown paint? It adds a lot to the layout, honestly. It's the smallest thing, but it adds a lot. Also, while I'm doing this, I know you guys are chatting there in the chat. If anybody wants to plug anything, Harrison, I know if you're still in the chat there, SMT, you're doing a giveaway. Go ahead and talk about that if you want. I believe that Everything Trains, you're doing a giveaway as well right now, something like that. So if you guys want to chat it up and mention the details for that, you're more than welcome to. I'm just kind of doing my thing, so it's like whatevs. Oh man, my hands get tired after and it's such a, because you know my layout is about 4 feet up, right? So I gotta, and I'm not super tall, so but at the same time I'm not like looking down at it, and you know it's still kind of, to me it's technically eye level because I don't have to strain my neck or anything. Okay, so this is where I actually, because that area is basically done. It's a monster product placement. I'm just kidding. Don't drink the stuff. It's killing me slowly. All right. So I'm doing light spurts here. I'm not really soaking, but at the same time, I'm making it wet enough that it'll absorb and it'll go right into the glue, or the glue will absorb into it. and this stuff smells terrible because it's pure alcohol. If you're hypersensitive to certain smells like that, I would suggest wearing a mask. I totally want to put graffiti on this, but I'm just going to sit this in here for now. Just so you can kind of see what we're working with here. I like it. It works for what I need. That's true. That's true. Painted sponges. Me, I don't know exactly what kind of trees I'm going to do yet. I'm thinking super trees, but I'm not 100% yet. Neat. So also, I don't know when it's going to show up, but I ordered some stuff from Otter Valley. Check them out, ovrtrains.com. I have a box on the way, so I'm going to be doing an unboxing. I don't know. Because of the whole mail thing, it was supposed to be here today, but I doubt it's going to be here even tomorrow. It might be here Monday, hopefully. So watch for an unboxing, like a mail call. Also, my buddy Greg F, he's sending me some stuff as well. So I'm going to be doing an unboxing for that because that's a box of cool stuff right there. Some hard to stuff find. More like can't even talk. It's way too early. More like hard to find stuff. That sounds better. Okay. I'm gonna do the front section here now. More to stuff find. Oh man. By the way, I hope everybody's doing well, being healthy, staying inside. Do this stuff. Do the model railroading stuff instead. I mean, today's my day off, so I can do whatever. But I'm choosing to do this. Actually, I think my wife said something about go cut the grass. So then I said, all right, I'm going to go cut some grass. So now I'm cutting some grass. As in putting some grass down on the layout. That'll show her. It's a word play. Total word play. Cool. So now also for the waste not, want not of this. Alright. See how narrow this is here? Wow. Okay. So I put the paper underneath just to catch, because it is right at the edge. Yeah, actually, Otter Valley just restocked a whole bunch of stuff, and I was like, what do I even get? Like, there was so much stuff on their website now. They had restocked, like, all the Just Plug stuff, and they even got some new product in as well. And I know that the Rapido whatchamacallit, diner cars. They're already at Rapido, so they're going to be in store next week. So that'll be fun. Whoop. And do a little bit of this. More so this way. Looks better already, I think. And we've got a train running next week. It's the Thursday the 14th, so 7 days from today. I'm gonna do a live again. It's gonna be my normal, 2 weeks before GVO After Dark. And gonna run some trains. I've been working on a lot. I've been doing a lot with the layout lately. Had a lot of free time. So you might see some stuff that looks different, some new stuff. I mean, this whole section here is basically, going to be done by then. Now, when I say done, I don't mean done, because you're never really done. I'm going to have to do a lot of detail parts to it and stuff still. I do kind of want to do lighting inside the building, which I can totally do. But I need the lights first. And then obviously with the package that I'm getting from Otter Valley, there's going to be a lot of stuff in there that's going to help build up other parts of the layout. I'm going to obviously save all that for when that arrives, so that'll be exciting. And I'm not even going to tell you what Greg is sending me, but super excited. Super, super excited. So yeah, just so you guys know, I'm doing this live with my cell phone now because I have over 1,000 subscribers, and I've hit that 4,000 mark. So it's definitely a good change of pace. I'm wondering if the quality is better opposed to me using my laptop and whatnot. So if it does seem better, let me know. If it's lagging, let me know. Because this is also like a test as well. Because if I can do a better live with the cell phone, then that might be what I'm going to do going forward. Oh, it's good. Thanks, Harrison. Even the sound, how's the sound quality? Like, you're about, I want to say 5 feet away from me right now. So hopefully the sound quality is okay too. That's perfect. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Uh-oh, sounds like the kids are home.
Go down. PlayStation?
Go check with Steph.
Okay.
Go ask Steph.
Okay. But I just want to show you my.
All right, so there's the entire section there. It seems a lot better already. So I've got tons of work to do because I'm working all the way down this way as well. And then obviously once that dries and whatnot, I have to do the ballast as well. But yeah, I just wanted to check in, show you guys what I've been up to, and let you know that I've got lots more to go. Big shout out to everybody who follows, subscribes, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, because all the interaction, all the likes and whatnot, that's really appreciated. So big shout out to you guys as well. So I'll do this again. I'll do this, you know, as a regular thing. I might do like 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. I think
You're not the boss.
for.
You will take your turns. And a sword.
So yeah, I think I'm about like 30 minutes in. So not a huge deal. I'm gonna actually show you. I'm gonna show you guys the other stuff here. Whoop. So this is the other thing I've been working on here. Just because we're going to wrap things up a little bit. Mind the storage room. But yeah, basically this was a bridge. And this is a door. And I'm going to shut the door. What? Because I have to reach under to it. Now, I felt kind of weird about that giant gap I had from behind the tracks there to the door. And I don't have a backdrop going to it. I have to leave it accessible, right? Because that's storage back there. So, yeah, basically, I took some foam. I put one long foam piece there, and it goes right back to the door. Then I added a couple of mounds to it, different heights. And then I carved the whole thing. And then I added the plaster. And in the midst of adding the plaster, I added some rocks as well. Thanks to Inked Rails. He sent me a whole bunch. So that'll be fun to paint and do the rock details on that. And then paint the rest of it brown. And then obviously do all the greenery to it as well. And it kind of continues on the scene here, right? So yeah, and basically it finishes the look of this, because I definitely didn't want it to just to be, well, behind these tracks is a door. So I'll add some trees and whatnot, and it'll take the entire thing away from the fact that it's a door right behind there. So, and it's still accessible. You can still duck under, you know, but just like most of my layout, duck under, right? So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and I've got lots more. I might do plexiglass on some of it. You can see here that, I mean, even if a train was to fall over, this would kind of catch it, but yeah, it is kind of a bump zone, so we'll see how that goes. I could probably add some plexi right along here. It does get very pricey. Other than that, the only other place where, mind the mess, by the way, this place is quite the show. I hope, yes, I hope. This is the only other place here where the track is really close to the front or the edge of the layout. But even if a car was to fall over, it would land on the edge here, I hope, as Perry says. But yeah, I've got lots on the go here. As you can see, I've been very busy, and yeah, lots more. But I have to clean all this up too, because I did the entire pad for this thing. I still, yeah, I have to do a bit more cleaning to it, but I'm very happy with how that's turning out. I just painted these abutments earlier, and I have to obviously dull that down a lot. Do the this area here. I found my plaster cloth, which is great. So now I can plaster this whole thing. But yeah, lots more to go. I'm thinking about adding street lights up here, maybe like 2 on that side, because it's a bit longer, and then maybe 1 here. but I have to fish all the wiring underneath and like down. So that's gonna be quite a job itself. I can't even really attach the bridge here until I know for sure what I'm doing with that. And then obviously I'll be able to fish the wiring down under the mounds there. But it's coming together. Perry, you're gonna have to come over soon. Run your military train and maybe maybe a full go train. I only have about 3-4 cars right now, but I hear that you have like a massive Metrolinx train that you can probably zoom around the layout here. So I'd like to see that for sure. And I'm gonna keep working. I've got lots more to go. Yeah, I'm at about 36 minutes right now. So, but thanks everybody for joining. Again, this is basically what we got done there. I know it's mostly talking that I did, but you know, it's a start, and hopefully hopefully I can get the rest of this done today. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for a couple of unboxings, because the stuff's in the mail, so we'll take a look at that maybe early next week. Have a good weekend, everybody. I'm Go Vera Go Home, and we'll see you soon.